Welcome to 300 Days of Minecraft Hardcore, Trios Edition. In this video, me and my friends survived another 100 days, making this world now 300 days old. Also, I do got to apologize for the lack of uploads. It's been about 3 weeks since the last one. I promise that will never happen again. And another special announcement, I finally got my new computer, so the quality of this video should be a lot better. If there are any issues with the recording, well, I do also apologize for that. I still have to get everything sorted out perfectly. Also, I promise I will not waste any more of your time, but before I do start this video, I gotta give a shout out to Sweetie Pies, Brockalama, Usil, XUXGM, and Hasbear for being a YouTube member, and the people who have become a YouTube member but I couldn't give you a shout out before this video. I really do apologize, but I really do appreciate every one of you. But anyways, enjoy the video. Oh yeah, also, the first few clips of this video is also in survival mode because once I changed the server over to my new computer, that also messed up. Okay, no more talking. Alright, let's begin with day 201. Since I now had a PC, I flew around the majority of the world looking at whatever we've done. And this time it was with shaders because, I mean, look at this. Shaders just look so good, doesn't it? It just makes the world look so much better. Alright, apart from that, we started collecting a lot of materials for our very first AFK farm of this video. We broke down a lot of leaves, and then went off to the nether to mine some blackstone, because our AFK farm, we kind of wanted to design it a little bit, and we decided that we would make it out of blackstone. We actually found a bastion, which was also massive, so that's very helpful. So we mined up lots of the blackstone, and we also raided the bastion as well. The following day, we went back to our wool farm. Yes, that was going really well. Look at how much wool we had. But anyways, we got a stack of every single wool color, and after doing that, we headed off to the end to build our Enderman XP grinder. Yes, we were about to get a lot of XP. Once we had made it to the stronghold, we went through the portal and off we went to the end. Once I got into the end though, this place looked really weird with shaders, so yeah, let's turn that off. Anyways, after that, we went and worked on building our Enderman XP farm. We found the place, and then we placed down the water and lava to get to the very bottom layer of the end. Once we did that, we built out 128 blocks and started building the XP farm. This Enderman XP farm actually took quite a decent amount of time to build, but once we had completed it, we went to the top of the farm and realized that not many Endermen were spawning. We thought we messed something up, so we went over to the main island and saw that there was a lot of Endermen over there. For some reason, they weren't spawning at our XP farm, even though we did everything perfectly. But we decided to fix that, and the way we did was to place water everywhere. That really helped out a lot, and yeah, that really helped out the farm a lot. In fact, we basically have an infinite Enderman farm right now. Look at this! This is so OP for XP. What? I've never built an Enderman farm ever in survival, and I do not regret that, okay? But after we completed the XP farm, we spent a couple of the days AFKing the XP farm, and oh wow, we made so much XP. We all ended up getting at least 80 levels. But after that, we also finally decided that we should add an enchant table to the area, because what's the point of enchanting if you have to go back and forwards getting XP every time? So we built a little extra area and placed down the enchant table. So we brought one of those over, and we officially had a place where we could get lots of XP and, of course, enchants. The following day, we went out netherite mining. We wanted to turn all of our tools into netherite because, who wants diamond when you can have maxed armor, which is netherite, obviously. After like 2 days of netherite mining, it turned out to be pretty unsuccessful. In total, we only managed to get 12 ancient debris, and by the way, that's between all 3 of us, so yeah, that was very unlucky. So, with all that netherite, we came back to the house and decided to turn our pickaxes into netherite. I guess at least we could get one tool upgraded. While the others went back mining for netherite, I went over to the end, but this time I wanted to reach level 100. Not sure why I wanted this, but I guess it's kind of a cool flex having 100 levels in Minecraft or something. I honestly really don't know, to be honest. But anyways, I did that. It is now time for a massive project. This one will take 9 whole days. It was going to take ages, but you may be wondering, what AFK farm are we going to be building? And that is a massive gold farm. Yes, we wanted gold for some odd reason, and not only was this a gold farm, but it was also really good for XP as well. Well, that's what the tutorial said at least. This farm design was designed by Schlatts, so shout out to him, I guess. While building this farm, we had so many problems, but I guess eventually we got it working. I mean, every time we tried to build the circle of this thing, it was always just like messed up. But eventually we decided to do the tutorial thing properly, and we got there eventually. Oh my gosh, that took such a long time. We built an entire circle out of glass and the outside of cobblestone, and after we did that, we built it up like 4 layers as well. And also, we had to build a glass roof on top as well, because if we didn't, then gas would have spawned and just blown up all our precious work. I actually hated building this because for a solid hour, the circle design that we were trying to do was just not working. Anyways, we finally got it finished and then decided to AFK it, and the results are absolutely terrible. That was a complete waste of 3 hours of our time. I would never recommend building this unless you're doing it properly. I don't know what we did wrong, but I'm really disappointed with the way that this farm turns out. So, for the next 3 days, this is kind of a controversial day, but while everyone was basically AFK or offline, I decided I wanted to go and AFK the Enderman farm to get even more XP for a future project that I was actually going to do. But anyways, I went and AFK the Enderman farm once again, and yeah, I'm not even going to use XP until later, so there was not really any point in doing this, but I did it anyways. Alright, pause. This is where my recording starts to get really glitchy. So, I changed my shaders, and the shaders that I used made my game go under 120 FPS. I have no clue why I was recording at 120 FPS, so the following clips that you see, well, not all of them, but a lot of them will be me just like recreating a clip. So, I'm not cheating or anything. If my inventory changes in any of these clips, that is the reason, so I do apologize for that, but let's get back to the video. Day 24. We needed a lot of cobblestone slabs, so we actually decided to build an AFK cobblestone generator. Yeah, it was a simple farm, but also produced a lot of material, so I ain't complaining. This farm was a really simple farm, but to build it, it still somehow took the whole day. I don't know why, but I guess it's because we had to flick back and forth for the tutorial. I don't know. This farm, we probably could have thought of on our own, but we didn't. But anyways, this took a whole day to complete, and as soon as we did that, we went AFKing and got a lot of cobblestone because we were going to use all of that cobblestone. It was now time to build our next massive project. We were going to build a wither skeleton farm. And now, I'm not talking about those simple, like, you don't need to do too much work. I'm talking about you need to slab everything in a 128 block radius. Yeah, that's right. A lot of work. So, you may be thinking this is all easy, but you're wrong. This took us 15 days. Just to slab, by the way. This is not including the farm build at all. This is also something that we go on to regret as well, by the way. But we weren't thinking, we just decided to go on. Let's just place like over 10,000 slabs. It should be fun. No, it wasn't, because we had to slab every little bit of the cave. And you may be thinking, okay, yeah, that should be easy. No, it wasn't, because we had to place over like 10,000 slabs. That is not easy at all. So we decided to go and place slabs in a 128 by 128 radius, and this took a long time. But once we did it, we were finally done, and we would never have to do that again. Yeah, Okay, we're just not going to ever do this again, because even with 3 people helping at the exact same time, even though the other guys were a bit useless, it still took so long. Oh, by the way, in the process, the friends were also killing skeletons, because we needed 3 wither skulls. Actually, make that 6. We needed 6 wither skulls, because we were going to kill the wither twice, because we needed some wither roses. So yeah, we did the slabs, and I hated that. That took such a long time, but now it was time to actually build the farm. This involved lots of breaking, and also placing blocks. And yeah, once we placed a platform, we did like the little pigman thing. Yeah, I don't know, it was a farm. It wasn't my farm. Shulker Crafts again, thank you Shulker Craft. And then we realized we needed the wither roses, so with the 6 wither skulls that we got from earlier, I didn't get them once again, it was like, friends. Alright, welcome to the segment where we kill like 2 withers and also crash one of our friends' games by spawning over 100 chickens. Yeah, this went well. We killed 2 of the withers. Took some time, I guess, but we spawned in a lot of chickens with some like eggs, you know, the job. How else do I get chickens in the end? I don't know. But anyways, we placed down a lot of chickens, and then as soon as the wither spawned, it would kill the chickens. Basically, it's an easy process, but that took the day to kill the withers. And once we did, bam! We now had over 5 stacks of wither roses, which we then went back over to the nether farm and started placing the wither roses on the platform. Now this is where things turn for the worst. Because you see, this farm that we spent like 6 hours or something building, guess what? It didn't even work. No withers were spawning, no wither skeletons were spawning, nothing at all. It was a complete waste of time. Another thing that I regretted. That's now 2 things that we spent so much time on in this video that I completely regret doing. I don't know why this didn't work. I'm pretty sure we built it properly. We probably didn't, but I guess that's something we can fix in the 400-day video. If you want to watch that, then let me know in the comments if you want to see 400 days. But yeah, we're definitely never ever building a wither skeleton farm ever again. But now it's time for something that actually we won't regret, and that was another AFK farm build. Woohoo! Okay, so basically, the next AFK farm that we were going to build was a very, very, very OP mob grinder. Now, this wasn't like a mob grinder that you have to swing your sword to kill. It was kind of like an AFK mob grinder with like campfires. I'm pretty sure this design was also by Shulker Craft, so thank you very much. You've given a lot of AFK farms to me in this video. Thank you. So, it was now time to build this thing, and yeah, this farm actually produces like 10 to 11,000 mob drops an hour, so it's a very good investment in resources. So yeah, we built out a platform, put a few platforms above that, and did some redstone, then voila, the farm was completely finished. Yeah, this thing turned out insane, and do you know why I said this turned out insane? That's because we spent the next 2 days AFKing. And, yeah, it really was insane. Oh, and the gunpowder that we will get by AFKing, they will be coming in handy very, very soon, in the future at least. On day 50, we spent this day just destroying the old grinder and a few other things. But yeah, that was basically it. This was kind of like a lazy day, to be honest. No need for that old farm, I guess. I don't know. It was pretty trash anyways. It was time to revisit the end, but this time back to the XP grinder, and I made a new somewhat god set. I mean, it's missing a couple of enchants, but that's something I can improve on in the future. So I just killed a lot of endermen, got some XP, enchanted the loot, you know the drill. Just making a god set. We probably should have done this with our villagers, to be honest. Yeah, now that I think about it, that would have been a lot better. But now that we had done that, I went back to the overworld, and with that gunpowder that I said we got before, I made a lot of TNT with it, because we were going to go back and get a lot more netherite. But this time, we were not leaving the nether until we had enough netherite to turn all our diamond tools and armor into netherite. Well, that's what I thought at least. Yeah, we kind of gave up after getting around 20 ancient debris. So, enjoy this netherite mining trip. I don't know, montage, whatever you want to call it, okay? Alright, it's time for another building. But this time it wasn't AFK farms or anything, we actually honestly just felt like building. So that's exactly what we did. You remember our original base, how there was like a mountain next to it? Well yeah, we were going to completely transform that mountain into something actually really cool. Just wait until you see this. So, we flattened out an area on the mountain, and this marks the project that we will build a medieval city. Well, kind of. I guess it's kind of medieval. I don't know. Let me know afterwards. One of my friends started building a castle on this mountain. Afterwards, it looks pretty cool, but in the process, it looks pretty trash, not gonna lie. And while they were doing that, I myself was building a wall around the mountain. I don't know why, but I think it would look pretty cool. So I got a bunch of different stone materials and began building and building until I had a completed wall. I guess this kind of looks pretty cool. I mean, this does look pretty cool, right? Yeah. It also looks pretty cool at nighttime with lanterns. Look at this wall. You can't say it looks terrible at all, right? Oh yeah, that reminds me. You know how I didn't mention my second friend? Well, yeah, that's because he was mining out a massive area. And that is because he was building a massive area. Well, actually, no, he wasn't building, he was breaking. Yeah, we needed a flat area because we were going to be doing another little build. No, it's not an AFK farm or anything, don't worry. It's actually something even better. Progress check, walls complete, and castle thingo getting there. We all took a break from the medieval mountain and started making a massive farm. Now, you may be wondering why the heck were we doing this, and the reason for this is because nostalgia purposes, I guess. I don't know. Some of you may remember in the first 100 days, we did a lot of farming, and just as a joke, and I guess kind of nostalgic purposes, we are going to be building a massive wheat farm. In fact, this wheat farm is like 100 by 100 blocks. So, yeah, this is going to be a lot of waste of time, but to start us off, I made a max netherite hoe, and then began tilling and placing water, which, surprise, it took quite a long time. I mean, after all, we did have to till and place like 10,000 individual blocks. Yeah, it was crazy. But afterwards, I then started placing the seeds, and I think this is the final time we're going to use the original farm. I'm sad to say that, but it doesn't really have a purpose anymore. I'm very sorry, OG farm. You'll be missed. Yay, it's time for more building. This time, I was going to build an, in my opinion, pretty cool looking Viking ship. Obviously, I had to watch a tutorial for this because I'm not a very good builder. But anyways, I placed lots of blocks and other stuff, you know, whatever I needed to place, and then the build was finally done. And look at this thing. Even look at this thing from a distance. This build looked pretty cool. Wait a minute. That looks familiar. Ah, okay. Alright, anyways, more building time. The castle was complete, and we started working on some more builds. There was a very complicated house that I ended up building, and it ended up looking really cool as well. That house took quite a while because I was also following a tutorial for that. I mean, can you blame me though? I just want something that looked really good, and there's no way I can think of anything on the spot. Alright, not only did we build a house, but the other guys were also building a dragon thingo, and I don't know what else the other person was doing, honestly. I just lost track at this point. That house was kind of complicated. But yeah, cool builds, and this medieval place was starting to look really cool. Oh my gosh, just wait till the 400 days comes, because we'll be doing even more builds then. Yes, that's right, 400 days, because now we're going to be taking another break from building, and we're going to be building something else. An automatic sugarcane farm. Just kidding, we're still doing building, but this time it was just a little few small details. I added a staircase going down the mountain, and I also added some lanterns on the side of the mountain as well. Just a few cool little details that made it look a lot better. Alright, now it's time for the sugarcane farm. This sugarcane farm took quite a long time because all the rails were messed up, and every time we accidentally misplaced a bit of water, the rails would just wash up and just break. So that was very painful, but eventually we got that working. We placed all the sugarcane. We mined out a whole massive chunk for the actual sugarcane farm. And yeah, that looked pretty cool afterwards, not gonna lie. Just seeing all those sugarcane and the automatic, like, flying machine thing. Honestly, I don't know how the farm worked. All I know is I built it, and we're averaging about 1,000 sugarcane per hour now. Very, very nice. So yeah, that's basically the sugarcane farm for you. And now, it was time for something that I haven't done in quite a long time in this Trio's world, and that is mining. I just felt like mining. I felt like getting more diamonds, and that's exactly what I did. So, I went down into the mine, I brought a beacon, and we all started mining. And in the end, we got a few cool materials. But anyways, that is it for the 100 days, or actually no, 300 days. If you guys did enjoy, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. It'll help out honestly way more than you think. And just remember, I won't take another 3-week break, okay? Yeah, that was quite a long time. But anyways, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.